Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Wyld. Today we are talking about SkipCart screwed me on this ezCater order. Here's what happened. So today I had a catering order on SkipCart and it revealed something to me about SkipCart that, in my opinion, is absolutely disgusting. And that is how they handle the wrong address issues, which is going to lead to more disgusting behaviors from gig workers on the platform if this is not remedied. In fact, the way they handled this almost encourages how they would prefer the disgusting behaviors. So in this video, we are going to be talking about how this ezCater order went down on SkipCart, how SkipCart chose to handle themselves, how it actually is for the greater gig economy, and everything in between. But before we do that, let's go over a quick disclaimer. The content of this video does not contain and is never intended to be legal, business, financial, tax, or health advice of any kind. This video is for entertainment purposes only. It is advised that you conduct your own research and consult qualified professionals before applying anything you find online. I also want to be clear that everything that we're going to be going over is very market to market and case by case, and what applies to me in my market may not apply to you. So with that said, let's get started. The order itself. So I had an order planned on DeliverThat originally, and it was the best one I had in a while. It was like over $70. It was less than a mile driving. I was excited because it's been a while since I've had a decent order on DeliverThat, only for it to be canceled not too long after I accepted it. Once again, proving that their direct contracts are not worth serving, since you won't be able to keep your own orders. Like, why should I keep a DeliverThat order if they're just gonna reassign it later? We're not here to talk about that though. We are gonna talk about that in another video, but not today. So what I was going to do, because I didn't have any orders, is that I was going to make this in all business days. I was going to handle emails, I was going to reach out to some people, and I had a business call at 11:30. So it's not like I can't make lemonade out of these lemons. But then I got a halfway decent order on SkipCart. It was like $30 and change, and it was going about 10 miles. It wasn't the greatest order, but it was solid. And these guys that I picked up from Tequila Sunrise Mexican Cuisine in Oakland Park, oh my God, they're always on their stuff. It's a shame because their customer base is not always the highest quality people, but that's a different conversation. Regardless, I got the order pretty quickly and got to the location in my GPS, and lo and behold, the address brought me into the middle of the road of an intersection for on and off ramps for the I-95, which that's not an address I could leave a catering order. It was odd to say the least, but it did mean I would have to contact the customer and contact support in terms of where I'm going and how I can get compensated for the change of address. I gave the customer a call first, and it turns out the address wasn't all that wrong. It was just East Hillsboro as opposed to West Hillsboro, but that's not that big a deal. It was about 2 miles of difference, so I contacted support to see how they wanted to handle the compensation for the change. Dealing with support. So as we all know, in dealing with support, we will inevitably be dealing with nonsense, but it's worse on SkipCart because you're going to have to deal with chat support no matter what, simply because they don't offer phone support, and they are known for being some of the most manipulative, scammy bitches in the history of this country. Like, the worst support outside of VHO, which is arguably worse, but that's a different conversation. Not to mention, if there's no phone support, they could just ignore you indefinitely, and I have had so many videos displaying that specifically. That said, it's not like I have much choice here. I had to contact support to see how they wanted to handle it, and got further documented proof on how they enjoy scamming people on a regular basis. I asked them how much I would be compensated for the change of address, and they just wouldn't tell me. They said they have to calculate the difference once I arrive, which is just flat not true. They can easily just Google it themselves based on the actual location I am, or make that determination themselves. It's not that difficult. They clearly have enough capacity to look it up themselves. They're just choosing not to so they can get the labor out of you sooner. They also said the team is working on it, which implies this is a human decision and not a systematic decision. So you don't think a single human can decide how much they could pay me before I move? Like, I could sit there indefinitely if you want. That said, I was in a time crunch because I needed to be in a business call at 11:30 and it was already 11:15. So I just did what I needed to do. I drove it there, set it up and all that, and notified them of the subject and asked how much it would be then. $1.04. They claimed because the order was only 1.6 miles away, that's all they were willing to provide. Also, it was an additional 15 minutes to get it done. So in reality, it would have saved me time and money if I just left the food in the dirt where the address led me to. This is far less than other platforms where this have taken place, and DoorDash would tell me to leave it there or provide an extra half pay to get it done. DeliverThat would have actually added a significant dollar amount to compensate the time and mileage. It only happened once, but they still paid better than you guys did. And SkipCart only paying $1 would 100% lead to fraud. 100% of the time. This is the same issue that I had with Veho, where they just weren't paying people for return. So what are they encouraging with their behavior and their compensation structure? Packages being stolen. And that's exactly what has been rising ever since. In fact, it would be irresponsible to let us treat us this way in the future. Regardless, I am never accommodating for a customer again, because clearly the company prefers if you leave it on the side of the road or if you keep it for yourself, no matter how inaccurate the address is, because that's what they're paying for. You get the service you are paying for, and if that's what you're gonna pay, that's what you're gonna get. Also, when I called them out on this, they said it was the system's fault for how much I'm getting paid. So which is it? A human team deciding how it will work, or a system that can make calculations ahead of time? This is the definition of malpractice and fraud. Final thoughts. This is just as much my fault as it is the customers, because I was in a tight position and I had to allow them to do that. But honestly, I think it's further evidence for an upcoming lawsuit. They've already scammed me out of over $100. They're currently scamming drivers out of not getting compensated for their fuck ups. And a retaliation of this nature would be more than enough to where a case can be built. Not to mention, I have been building this kind of case of this kind of fraud for the longest time, and I'm getting sick and tired of gig workers being mistreated by these platforms. This is exactly why I say to build a diversified gig portfolio and an exit strategy. It is irresponsible for gig workers to accept this kind of poor behavior from companies who don't have your best interest in mind. Not to mention, you guys are going to have more opportunities to earn if you're your own delivery service provider. Which is one of the exit strategies that you can capitalize on, is being your own DSP, and that is what the Build Your Own Delivery Service Provider course is for. The gig economy is always shifting, and the smartest gig workers right now are making adjustments to expand their earning opportunities. From simply being a gig worker to being a delivery service provider. I've partnered with experienced professionals to create a step-by-step guide to create a six-figure earning business in as little as 90 days of focused hard work. The course will guide you to creating your own business entity and foundation, methods to source restaurants and drivers with game-changing opportunities, work with top-of-the-line seamless technology for drivers and merchants, and resources and done-for-you contracts to protect you financially. You will also have access to high-level professional guidance to help you build your business foundation and support you as you reach greater heights. Check the link in the description and get signed up in transforming how businesses serve customers and how gig workers will get greater opportunities with you. We are excited and looking forward to helping you secure your financial future. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Make sure to hit like, subscribe. Check out my website, drivenwild.com, if you would like to learn more about some of the services and gig platforms we have talked about in the past and are offering to gig workers today. If you want to stay on the cutting edge of what's happening in the gig economy today and hear what most people are talking about, make sure to check out our new channel, the Gone Wild Live Clips and Podcast, where we take live streams we hold on Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and cut them down to more digestible clips and have them posted there. Also, check out my Patreon for exclusive clips, live stream replays, other membership perks for self-employed individuals who want to grow and scale their business, and much more. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time.